Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. But I will have to say, I made a mistake in the last episode. And I don't know why I was thinking the smelters put out 60 ingots each. They don't. They put out 30. So I was substantially starving this side of the constructor area. And so what we need to do, and we're actually starving the other side as well, but what we need to do is we need to completely rework this entire setup. So guess what? We get to tear down a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, I have to say I feel kind of dumb. So yes, I'm sure that there's going to be stuff about that down in the comments as to why my power usage was so fluctuating and things like that. But yeah, it is the way that it is. So yes, we are going to literally remove everything here, all the way down to the storage container. So yeah, I'm going to pull all of this up, start doing the rework of the entire system, and yeah, I'll be back. Hopefully we have something that's a little bit more efficient. So I am about ready to turn that side of the base back on. I've had this side running while I was working on it, and I'm kind of hoping a little bit better on the concrete, but still not great. Now, I did make a whole bunch more of the portable miners here, and I have to say, putting a Mark 1 miner on here would be garbage because this is an impure node. We'd be getting 30 per minute. Ugh, nasty. But yes, over here on this side, I did shut down the constructor for the leaves because the one for the wood can keep up with this one, especially now that we have Mark 2 belts. But so we are currently, our current max consumption over here is 24 megawatts. But with that one turned off, we're getting 20 used there. Well, this side of the factory, or the base, will consume 78 currently, and we are not ready or completely done. And the main reason that I'm not completely done is because we're just about out of resources. We have run out of the reinforced plates. I've had to make numerous extras of those. We have 25 iron plates left. We need to get some stuff going. I can't even connect the constructors for the iron plates up to a storage container. That's how little resources I have left. So we are going to go ahead and power up all 4 of our generators here, and that should put us at 100 capacity, and we are going to be at 98 when we hook this guy up. Where is our open power pole? Right here. There we go. Now we should get everything kicking on over here. And yeah, I have to say, we have a lot of power consumption. So our max consumption is 102. But with that one constructor shut down, we shouldn't pop the breaker. But 100 megawatts is what we've got here. So now if we look at what we've got going on here, we have 4 smelters. So we're running out of our storage container with a Mark II belt, which is giving us 120 iron per minute. We run a Mark II over here, and then we're down to Mark Is over here. So we have enough to feed each of these at 30 ore per minute. Then off of each of these 2 outer ones, we are running off to the side into a single constructor, making plates on each of those, consuming the full 30 ingots per minute. Then here in the middle, we have split both of these into 4 constructors to make rods. So these 2 constructors we will be using as rods. These 2 are then being pushed along to make screws. Now these put out 15 rods per minute, and the constructors need 10 per minute to make the screws. So I combine these 2 together, that gives us 30, and then split into all 3, putting 10 rods per minute into each of those constructors. So we have a perfect balance there of resources. Now, in order to run 4 smelters, we need 120 ore per minute. Well, this guy can only produce 60 per minute. So where's the extra 60 coming from? We have another Mark 1 miner up here that is also producing 60 per minute. So these guys come down here together, merge, and then feed at 120 a minute into the storage container. So yes, we are filling exactly as fast as we are pulling, and assuming that we can get all of these rods and plates hooked up to storage containers, we are actually perfectly balanced on this, and this will be using fuel at maximum capacity. Now with the extra, and you know what, we're going to throw those ingots in there, why not? With the extra rods and plates that we just picked up, we should be able to get some more storage containers here. So we're going to put one here for the plates and one here for the rods. So now we just need to merge those two together into a single line, those two together into a single line, and then run them down to their respective storage containers. But now, at this point, we've finally got good, efficient production of our rods, plates, and screws. So we'll have to let this run for a little while, and then we should be able to set up our first assemblers to make our reinforced plates and our rotors. And now we have our 2 assemblers set up here. Now we are very limited at the moment because of the fact that I had no ability to make Mark II belts. So we're only getting 60 screws per minute down here. And, you know, this one takes 100 and this one takes 120. So, no, 60. Wow. Yeah. Whatever. But so we need 160 screws per minute. We're not even producing 160 screws per minute. We're only producing 120. So yes, these guys are going to be starving a little on the screws, but that's fine because we need the rods and stuff. Now, ignore this. It is a bit janky at the moment, but that is primarily because of the fact that very limited on materials. But in order to turn those 2 on, we are going to need another biomass burner. So let's go ahead and get over here and increase the size of our platform a little bit. And this next biomass burner is going to be the first one that is going to get the actual biofuel. So I think that's okay. So right next to that little box, but not intersecting it. So right there. So there we go. There is that guy. And we're going to be throwing in the solid biofuel in this one. So that's going to pump us up to 130 capacity. We are going to grab a bit more out of here and just top that guy off. And I think what we may do also is, yeah, we are low enough in this one that we can merge those together. We need another stack. Wow. So, yeah, that's probably part of the reason why. Alright, there we go. So now we can go and hook those up. Wow, we are almost out of pedals. So let's go ahead and get over here and hook these guys up. Now, currently, they are not set up to go into any containers or anything because they are going to be producing items fairly slow. So I don't have any issue with just coming over here and grabbing the items manually. But, yeah, there we go. As soon as we get enough screws into each of these, we will start to see them come to life. There we go. And it's very slowly going to be producing the items that we are trying to get here. Of course, this guy is going to be very much limited because of the speed that the screws are coming in. But, yes, automated assemblers. Let's go. So, while I have been waiting for our resources to build up, I did go ahead and clean out all of the excess iron ore that we had in the container up here and handcrafted all that into ingots. A lot of it went into plates, a lot of it went into rods. Most of those rods got turned into screws so that I could continue to bump up the production of the rotors. Now, because of that, we have gotten quite a few rotors and quite a few reinforced plates. Now, the reinforced plates will keep up at full speed, but the rotors do not. But another thing that I did was to put a splitter here on our wire line that is feeding into the cables, so that only half of the flow from that Mark 1 cable is going into the cables. So we end up with only 30 wire per minute going in and being converted, and that has allowed us to build up a little bit of wire, which we are actually going to need some of this here in just a bit. So we're going to grab some of that, and then we are going to head back over here, take a look at what we've got over here. So yes, we don't really have any buildup of screws because it is literally using it just as fast as it's coming out or coming in. But I have been pushing pretty heavily on this. You can see we're dropping back down again. But again, another 20 rotors and another 13 reinforced iron plates. So we're doing pretty good on that stuff. So let's go ahead and look at what we've got next here in our hub terminal. So we have jump pads and we have the resource sync bonus program. Now, the jump pads, I have never used them, but we do have just some pretty simple stuff here. 50 rotors, 300 iron plates, and 150 cable. I'll go ahead and do that one off camera. The resource sync program is what I really want, because this is going to allow us to start customizing the colors of various bits. We get the awesome shop and the awesome sync, and so that's going to be somewhere that we can start dumping all of this stuff that we're producing. So we do need to get a whole bunch of plates. I must have dumped them all off. So let's grab, I don't know, 800 plates. Sounds good to me. So we will get the resource sync first. And there we go. And then, yes, we know, Ada, we know. So now I need to figure out somewhere that we can put the sync. What's that? But I need to figure out somewhere to put the sync, and then what we'll do is we will just set it up with a storage container that we can dump excess resources in, and it will sync those items. Things like our rotors and our reinforced plates will be worth quite a bit. So I'll probably be working on some of that. So let me get that figured out. Gonna need more power to run it. So lots of stuff to work out, and I will be back. So oddly enough, the sync takes 30 megawatts. So that is exactly one biomass burner. Now, if we set up the biomass burner hooked up to the sync, it'll just sit here and wait until there are items to sync. So that is by far the best way to do this currently. Just have a dedicated biomass burner for that guy. But it got me to thinking, 2 assemblers does the exact same thing. They're 15 megawatts each, so that is 30 megawatts. But strangely enough, even though it is not using any fuel currently, oh no, it is. Ooh, very slowly. It is burning at idle because it says it is consuming 0.3 megawatts. So I think what we're going to want to do, get rid of the console, is we will disconnect the sync for a moment. And then what we're going to do, because we are going to need these for the space elevator, we are going to put 50 rotors in this one container and 50 reinforced plates in the other. And yeah, I know this is a spaghetti mess, but this is just a temporary thing. But these are both set up to make smart plating. Now, smart plating is made exceptionally slow at just 2 per minute. So this is still going to take 12 and a half minutes to make that 50 smart plating. But we have completed everything. You may have heard the pod come back. We have finished everything in tier 2 now. So I got the jump pads, and so all that we can do now is move up to the next tier, which is going to be through accessing the space elevator. Now, for right now, we are going to build the space elevator just out here in the open, and it looks like we are missing plates, rods, and wire. So let's go ahead and get that. And now we should have no problem making the space elevator. Now the question is, where's the front? Okay, there's the front. So, I think that should be good enough. I don't like the idea of it being way up in the air like that. I guess maybe we could push it back a little bit? Or do we try to fit it in over here? I guess this is a lot better. Yeah, it will actually go down at pretty much ground level here. So can we get up on the foundations here? And so let's rotate. There we go. I hate it. The sand dunes are... There we go. Good enough. So, yes, throw all of the concrete wire, plates, and cable or rods at it. And yes, we're ready for the amazing animation of the space elevator cable coming down from the heavens and grabbing into this. Now, if we are close enough to the elevator when it connects, everything shakes. I think it's absolutely amazing. So here we go. Coming down, sparks and movement and all of this stuff, and boom. Absolutely amazing. I love it. But we have the space elevator now. We are waiting on our 50 smart plating. So, yeah, we're just waiting for a little while on this stuff. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So while I was waiting for our smart plating to be made, I did decide to do a little research into items going into the sink and how much they're worth. And what I noticed very quickly was that with the standard recipes, it would appear that the point value in the sink is whatever the constituent components of the recipe is times 2. So we can work our way up through the chain and see how that all works, but we are producing 2 items here. So we are producing reinforced iron plates and rotors. So the reinforced iron plates are worth 120 points each. The rotors are worth 140. So when you add those 2 together, it's 260 points. Now, the smart plating that we are making over here is worth 520. So because of that, I threw another 200 reinforced plates and rotors into our storage containers here. And so we are producing quite a bit more of the smart plating. But we do now have enough to be able to satisfy the space elevator. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to throw our 50 in here, and then we will go ahead and seal this up and send it on its way. So if we look up here, we see the wonderful animations again. And there it goes. That is just so awesome. But so with sending that off, we have now unlocked tiers 3 and 4. And one of the most important parts of that right here. Coal power. So we are going to need a bit more rotors for this. We have the cable, we have the reinforced plates. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Let's drop in our plates. Oh, we are minus a couple of plates. So yes, we are waiting just for a moment for the rotors. We don't quite have enough of those. We will need a few more reinforced iron plates. And then of course the cable. So I will be back in a little bit once we have got all of this taken care of. So I did do a little bit of manual crafting of these rotors so that we could get through that a little bit quicker, but we now have all the items in here. So let's go ahead and get coal power.
Milestone reached. Coal is an improved alternative power source to biomass, and note, ensure the close proximity.
Yes, I know, Ada. Alright, so we should now have the ability, oop, that is not the right button, to scan for coal. So the question is, where? Coal? Oh my god. Well, it's not terribly far away, but we do have the map now, so that, wow. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of it, all about the same distance away. So we've got two normals there. Ooh, two pures there. A normal, and a normal there. So I don't know for sure which one we want to go to. So it does look like there is some water over here next to those two. But in all actuality, I feel like what we could do is take those two pures that are there and just run them on a conveyor down here to the lake that we have started on. And we probably will be okay. And that will allow us to start setting up coal power plants. So, yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. So, I suppose, let's go ahead and hit that one more time. And let's head out in this direction. Whoop. And somehow or other I set it to iron. So, we'll head out in this direction and just see what we've got out there. So, there's definitely, okay, which one was it? It is these that are right in front of us. So I'm sure that there's going to be some badness on the way. So, yeah, here we go. Well, that is very much badness. That is one of the bigger enemies. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be messing with that. But also, it looks like there's a cave here. Yeah, those are... Wow. So there's one big one and three little ones there. But yes, there is definitely a cave here. No, not really a cave. Just kind of a little tunnel. It's actually kind of cool. That's really neat. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hit our scanner again. Alright, so just right over here is what it looks like. So, yep, there it is. Oh, we've got spitters down here. Oh. Alright, well, let's do it. See if we can get them to shoot at each other. No, don't shoot at me. Shoot at each other. These guys run around too much. Okay, there's one down. There we go. Plasma spitters down. So, should be 2 pure coal nodes. Nice. Alright. Well, now that we've got that all figured out, now I guess we gotta get some miners down here. Merge those output. Well, no, we won't be able to merge their outputs. We'll have to run the 2 conveyor belts side by side. Oh, geez. So I got to go back and get lots of resources. We're going to need a lot of iron plates for foundations, a lot of reinforced iron plates for conveyors, a lot of concrete, and look at the shadow from the space the space elevator. That is absolutely amazing. All right, well, get some work done here. See you guys in a bit. Well, there is still a lot of work to get that coal back over here, but I have noticed that our smart plating is all done. So what I want to do now, I've actually set this up to where it can eliminate the power drain. All that I have to do is break that cable, and then I can replace this one. So now we are running smart plating into the sink, and I am really wanting to see. So we had about 170 or 180 smart plates here. We're running those in as fast as we can. So I really want to see, oh my gosh, we're already in excess of 15,000 points per minute. We have gotten 11 coupons already. That is amazing. So that is exactly what I want to see. So yeah, this is actually going to take a little bit of time for it to use all of those up. That is amazing. So while that is doing its thing, I'm going to come over here real quick and grab whatever reinforced plates and rotors we have available. And let's just see. Is it going to stay? I would assume it's going to go far in excess of that 15,600. And actually, we should be able to see. So if we press N, so I said it was 520. And then we are bringing in 120 a minute. So 62,400 points per minute. And there it is, 62,400. Very nice. So, man, we are just racking up the coupons here. That was well worth the investment. So, that looks like it. Okay. So we got 18 coupons out of that. And that was in very short order. I think that was like just 2 minutes. So very nice. But so we want to get some stuff out of the awesome shop here with that. So one of the things that I definitely want to get is these modern catwalks. And the reason I want to get them is because I have seen some videos that show an interesting way to make curved foundations, and part of doing that is to use the modern catwalks. So we're going to go ahead and grab those. Now another thing, in order to make more interesting builds, we are going to want the road barriers. These will allow us to place things where they really shouldn't be able to be. So we'll go ahead and add that as well. I also want to get the modern railings because those will look really nice. And then there's some stuff here that we want to get. So for sure we want to get the concrete pillar set because that is going to be some stuff that we want. Now we do want to get the structural beams and the frame pillars, but both of those require basic steel production, which obviously we want to get our power before we start looking at steel. So we will go ahead and get the concrete pillar set though. And so let's see, where does that put us? We are currently at 9 coupons. So the other thing that I think we will definitely look at is in the customizer, and we want to get the concrete foundations and the asphalt foundations. And both of these will remove the need for iron plates from our foundations, and also it makes it look a little more interesting. So we still have 2 coupons left, I believe. So yeah, 16, we've got 2 left. So let's just see. Organization, I don't really feel like we need to get any of that right now. But I do feel like we could utilize some of this stuff. So, pipeline wall attachment may not be bad, but I think I'm going to pass on that. All of that stuff is great, but I don't think it's really what we want. I think more than anything, what we're going to want is this guy. The inverted ramp set. So let's go ahead and grab that. That is going to put us at full 18. Let's go ahead and buy all that. That is going to give us a lot of new things. Now I did set up this personal storage box here just in case we have some coupons that we don't use because we want to have somewhere to store those. But if we look at what we have available now, oh my god, so much new stuff. Very nice. I am very happy about that. That's going to allow us to start making some much more interesting looking builds. So the inverted ramps are going to be nice because our conveyor belt bus is going to be kind of elevated, so that's going to be nice. We do have all the pipeline stuff now because of the coal. So yeah, got all of that. The coal generator. Looks like we will be getting to those very soon. But of course that also needs the water extractor, which is going to need copper plates, which, yes, copper. Alright, so that is where we're at. But I think that's going to be it for this episode, because I am out of time. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, anything that I could work on, any improvements or optimizations to the factories, anything like that, please leave those down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye.